Hi guys, if it's Tuesday, it's Down and Dirty Woodscraft. Stay with me. Hi guys, okay, today we're going to talk about knives indirectly. When you've got your knife and it's a good piece of steel and you're cutting and it stops, it's not dull, but you can tell it stops having that aggressive edge. It doesn't cut quite as cleanly, doesn't cut quite as easily. Well, what's happening is, if you would be able to look at the steel underneath a microscope, and this isn't true of every steel, but the high carbon steels it is. If you looked at the edge, you'd see an edge and then you'd see something like that. And these teeth are where the fibers of the steel are actually sticking out. They act like micro saw teeth. And that's what makes those carbon steel knives cut so well, is those tiny little teeth. Stainless is a more refined steel and it doesn't have those teeth. You can put those teeth there with a diamond hone because you're actually creating teeth, okay? But when I'm using my knife in the field, and I may be using it for an hour or whatever, and I'm cutting, carving, doing whatever, and I begin to notice it's just not as sharp. It's not dull, but those teeth have either been worn down or they've been leaned to one side or the other due to the action of whatever position and whatever task I've been performing. Well, you know about my stitch gear 6 position sheath. I point out how I'll take this section right here of this heavy grain leather and I'll use it like a strop to draw my knife across and strop the edge. Now what stropping does for you, if you can see it on a micro level, is if all these teeth have kind of got leaned to this side because of some action I've been doing, I straighten it back up. I'll actually get those teeth more in line so it cuts cleaner again. But while I was at Blade Show, I was showing somebody one of the Stitch Gear 6 position sheaths and talking about it, and I showed him that part about doing that, and he said, "Oh, have you rubbed jeweler's rouge into it and made it cut better?" I shook his hand. "Thank you. That's an idea." So I walked a few tables over, and there's a very nice man that had belt grinding and stuff for blade making. And he was selling tubes of the green polishing compound. Now you can get this through any of the knife maker supply. You can get it through a lot of the sharpening sites, as well as the same stuff that's used to polish aluminum rims, like on 18-wheelers and stuff like that. So an auto parts place should be able to get it. Just tell them I want the polishing compound in the stick form to polish my rims. There are different colors for different aggressions. The black is too aggressive. This is the green compound. This is what I recommend. The black and the red, the black, the red, I think there's a white, are wrong. You want to use the green compound for this. Now, if you've got a leather sheath or something else in your gear that's made out of leather and you want to do this stropping trick to it, what I've done now is take mine, and I'll roll it out here. Take it, and I've got on one end of my sheath, right here across the end grain, and I've rubbed it in really good. Just do it in little circular motions, rub it into the fibers. Ain't got to be a lot, just like that. Now when the sheath is hanging, you won't see it. But now if my knife needs that, I can come up here and just flat across that bottom grain, do like that, and I'm actually polishing that edge. by doing it that way. It acts as an abrasive, and I don't want to cut up the sheath. I just want to strop with it. Go against it if you feel safer doing it, but do it like that, and that will actually polish and put those teeth back on the edge of my knife. And then once I've got it aggressive as I want, I shift down here to that flat section I done got and do just a couple of strokes on it. Kind of clean that edge off. And that's all I got to do. So I went over and I got it and I tried it, and it works. One of those, why didn't I think of that moments. It makes my sheath have another use in the field, beyond just being a really good sheath, beyond all the positions, beyond just being a real safe way for me to carry my knife and know it's going to be there. Now I've got a sharpening ability. Well, I had walked over to the Pathfinder booth and I talked, and I'm friends with him, and I'm talking to him, and I mentioned it to Jamie Burley, and I said, let me show you my duh moment. And I showed him that, and I said, see, that way I can do it. And he went, hey Blackie, ain't the back of that sheath got a strap that comes off? Why don't you rub the polishing compound onto that? A good idea often leads to another good idea, guys. I ain't done that yet. I think I'm just going to do this edge, but thanks, Jamie, for that idea. It may end up being with this. So, in conclusion, when you're in the field and you're using your knife, to strop it or to hone it is preferable to actually having to sharpen it. Don't let a knife get dull. If you're doing some sort of hand activity, whatever, and you need to take a break, that's a perfect time to take and check that edge. Take a breather a minute and just strop it a little bit. You know, don't go crazy, just strop it a little bit. Maybe take a little bit of honing compound and keen up that edge while you're taking your breather, so that when you come back to doing your chore, your knife is there. If you do that, you're maintaining your edge and you don't have to sharpen it. Sharpening is removing metal. I want to polish as much as possible and remove as little metal as I can to keep my knife as long as possible. Hope this gives you an idea, guys. Please leave any questions or comments below. And as always, thank you for supporting my channel. Till next time, I'm Blackie Thomas for Shaman's Forge Woodscraft, wishing you safe journeys. Have a great day, guys.